What makes an athlete an all-time great? Is it the personal accolades, the amount of records they hold, the amount of trophies they win? Whatever the metric is, there's so many measures to greatness these days. The eye test just isn't enough anymore. We have more stats and more numbers to analyze players than ever before. And sports by nature are generational. As football fans, we have been spoiled, right? We've been spoiled in this regard. We have always had generational talents in different leagues, across different teams. All-time players just casually killing it week in, week out. But lately in the 2020s, football has become boring, right? I actually made a video about this as well. The game has become a lot more methodical, right? After being so spoiled by Messi and Ronaldo's greatness, teams aren't built around superstars, right? That's the issue. Teams aren't built around superstars, they're built around, well, teams, right? The Maverick was dead, the superstar was dead, and the collective was prioritized. But lately, the game is healing, right? Teams are more methodical than ever before still, but even the most calculated of coaches is returning to the superstar formula. Erling Haaland, I think, is the best example here. I mean, Haaland is not a traditional Guardiola striker in the basic sense, but he is a pure generational goal scorer. I mean, insane numbers, right? He recently also just became a Centurion, by the way. Crazy guy. City are Haaland's team, no doubt. Arsenal are Saka's team. United are, well, Bomo's team. Do we know what's going on with United? We don't know what's going on with United. But anyway, in Madrid, one guy is silently on pace to break the record that has stood for 12 years. And that's Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe's always been a mercurial player, a goal scorer, a finisher, a dribbler. He's always been one of the best players on the planet. And he's been terrorizing defenders since he was 16, 17, right? Early 2016, 2017. He won everything at PSG, even won a Ligue 1 title at Monaco. But the Champions League always eluded him, even at PSG, right? He even made it to the final in 2020, but he couldn't win it. Consecutive round of 16, quarterfinal, semi-final exits all over the place, right? Mbappe is one of, if not the best player on the planet. One of the best, if not the best players on the planet. And he's a World Cup winner at age 19, scoring a hat-trick against Lionel Messi on his last dance in a World Cup final, which is still crazy to this day. Whatever you think of Mbappe, you have to admit, this guy is truly generational. Now, I know we throw that phrase around a lot, like generational player, generational talent, but Mbappe truly is generational. I mean, by far the best player on the planet right now, on the biggest team in the world. But let's put it into perspective. World Cup 2018, that was Mbappe's breakout year. He scored in the final at age 19, the youngest to do so since Pele. He won the tournament at 19. After that, he catapulted into superstardom, casually getting 40, 50 goal contributions every season. But this version of Mbappe is the best we've ever seen. Now, his move to Real Madrid was heavily scrutinized, to say the least, right? He couldn't win the Champions League with PSG, so then he joined Real Madrid, the kings of the Champions League, and also the team that knocked him out in a heartbreaking fashion just, 2 seasons prior before he joined them. And they had won the Champions League the summer he joined them. It was called a weak move, right? People even compared it to Kevin Durant joining the 73-win Warriors that had just knocked him out a few weeks back in 2016. Madrid were winning without him. They didn't really need him. They already had Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo, who both prefer the left wing. But let's be real, right? If you are Mbappe's dream team, the team that he supported since he was a little kid, and he is available on a free transfer, it is a no-brainer that you sign him, right? Because any other circumstance, he would cost you an arm and a leg, and way more than that, right? But he's available on a free. You break the bank to sign him. You give him whatever salary he wants. Put the contract out, like Rio Ferdinand said, a 25-year-old smack dab in his prime. There is no question. He joined the dream team, and they formed the new Galacticos. Jude Bellingham, Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe spearheading Real Madrid's new era, and all of them in their prime. Chemistry was a big problem with this team, right? Mbappe wanted to play off the left, Vinny wanted to play off of the left, Rodrigo, who usually played as a right winger, wanted to play off of the left, Jude Bellingham, who was an attacking midfielder, kept drifting left. I mean, it was crazy. They were always getting in each other's way. And of course, by default, this was now Mbappe's team, right? He is the superstar. He is the face of the team. It wasn't Vinicius anymore. And Vinny didn't like this. It was obvious. Vinny was, by nature, Vinny is very confrontational, right? We've come to know Vinny as this loud, very in-your-face kind of guy, right? And it was very obvious, right? Mbappe was the one that's favored over Vinicius. Vinicius was still in the starting lineup, but every ball does not go to Vinicius. Vinicius was now the provider of the final ball to Mbappe. And this dissonance reflected on the whole team. Carlo Ancelotti had no idea how to manage all these superstars. It's not like he hadn't had a super team before, but this time they were actively getting in each other's way, and this created a problem. The team collapsed. They lost the league to Lamine Yamal's Barcelona, and they got knocked out of the Champions League embarrassingly by Arsenal. But Mbappe didn't stop doing his thing, right? Mbappe always delivered. He always scored. When Vinny shrunk in influence, Mbappe grew in his. And that brings us to the 25-26 season. Xabi Alonso finally came home, and it was a fresh start for everyone. It was still clear this is Mbappe's Real Madrid. He is the superstar, he is the face, he is the one that you give the ball to and hope he does a miracle, and he will deliver, right? And deliver he has. Mbappe now has 66 goals since the turn of the year, on pace to break a record set by Cristiano Ronaldo 13 years ago. Cristiano smack dab in his prime. Yeah, Mbappe's delivering prime Cristiano numbers. This is crazy. It is very clear now. Mbappe is the best player on the planet right now. But I want to take it a step further. Mbappe is already one of the greatest players to ever kick a ball. He is among football royalty, and he is only 26. The difference between PSG and Real Madrid is very simple, right? In Paris, he simply became bigger than the club. He became a god in France. He became the face of the entire project, which is fine until he became too big for the project. You know what I mean? He became the guy that they always looked to, the guy that they wanted to satisfy, the guy that had a veto on transfers. They gave him every single thing they possibly could. But it still wasn't enough to win the Champions League. And he's a player with ambition. In Madrid, though, this is not the case. In Madrid, you cannot be bigger than the badge. Whoever you are, whatever your name is, you are not bigger than the team, right? The badge is bigger than the man. They won before you, they will win after you. They existed way before you, and they will exist way long after you're gone. So in Madrid, he becomes a cog in the ever-turning machine of the Bernabeu, while still being the superstar of the team. But he wouldn't have as much power and as much leeway as he would have had at PSG. And it's very clear, Mbappe is not chasing loyalty, he is chasing legacy. If he was chasing loyalty, he would have stayed at PSG. But like I said, he just became too big for them, right? And already at 26, he is one of the greatest players of all time. Just look at his goal-scoring records, just look at the accolades he holds, just look at the records that he has been breaking as a teenager and as such a young 21, 22, 20-year-old, right? And he is only 26, and it is looking like this is the season for Mbappe, right? It's a World Cup year. Madrid look incredible in the Champions League. This might be the year. And if it is his year, then we will be having some uncomfortable conversations about his legacy. I think it will be cemented that he is one of the greatest players of all time. Where does he rank amongst the greatest players of all time? That is a question for another time. I don't think we can define it yet because he is still so early in his career. We are truly witnessing a real generational talent. But there's also another generational talent in Manchester, a robot that cannot stop scoring goals. Haaland is 25, Mbappe is 26. Both are already immortalizing themselves in the history books, and Haaland is already playing at absurd levels. He just became a Centurion, 100 Premier League goals in 3.5 seasons. And Mbappe is Mbappe, right? Mbappe's been doing this thing since 2017. So with these two kind of coming into their primes at the same time, is this the rivalry that will define the 2020s? Is this the rivalry that we've been waiting for since Messi and Ronaldo? Perhaps a conversation for another day. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much.